Hello and welcome to this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. On each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we're taking a look at a 90s classic as we take a look at Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And stay tuned for our bonus episode as we take a look at the history of Superstar Limo, an attraction that was in California Adventure. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new video. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering Mighty Morphin Power Rangers of the movie. This movie was released on June 30th, 1995, so it's celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. It was directed by Brian Spicer. The screenplay was by John Cramps and Arnie Olson. The production companies were Saban Entertainment, the Toei Company, and Fox Family Films, and it was distributed by 20th Century Fox. The budget for this movie was $15 million, and the box office was $66.4 million. In terms of the production, the movie was filmed in Bombo Quarry, Sydney, and Queensland, Australia. The movie was filmed at the same time as the television show, so certain episodes of the TV show would take place in Australia to coincide with the movie. An official soundtrack of the movie was released on June 8th, 1995, with musical tracks from They Might Be Giants and the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Buckethead. The title track for the movie was Shampoo's Trouble, and that was a single that was used to help promote the movie in all the trailers. A second soundtrack album was released on June 6, 1995, with the score composed by Graham Ravelli, and it was performed by the West Australian Symphony Orchestra. In terms of the cast, we have Karen Ashley, who plays Aisha Campbell. She is the Yellow Ranger. Johnny Young Bosch, who plays Adam Park. He is the Black Ranger. Steve Cardenas, who plays Rocky DeSantos, who is the Red Ranger. Jason David Frank, who is Tommy Oliver, who plays the White Ranger. Amy Jo Johnson, who plays Kimberly Hart. She is the Pink Ranger. David Yost, who plays Billy Cranston, who is the Blue Ranger. Paul Freeman would play the villain Ivan Ooze, and Gabrielle Fitzpatrick would play Ducelia. In terms of the plot, when a mysterious egg suddenly appears from the underground by accident, the Power Rangers find that they are up against an evil beyond anything they have ever dreamed of. Several years ago, thanks to the Rangers' mentor Zordon and a band of warriors, the tentacle Ivan Ooze was imprisoned within the egg. But when Lord Zed interferes, Ivan is freed and plans on exacting his revenge on Zordon by destroying him and the command center along with it. With their powers vaporized, the Rangers must now go on a journey to a distant planet and obtain a new power source in order to save Zordon. Will the Rangers succeed in time and foil Ivan Ooze before it is too late? So this movie does not coincide with the TV series. It is a separate adventure. Nothing that happens in the movie does follow through with the series. But in terms of the marketing of this movie, Discovery Zone would help promote the movie by giving away Power Ranger wrist activators, which would have programmed 33 different sayings to anyone that bought a Discovery Zone summer pass. The Discovery Zone would also give away one of 6 different trading cards to anyone that visited Discovery Zone. There would also be 4 different video games based on the movie, and they were released for the Super NES, Sega Genesis, Game Boy, and Game Gear systems. Marvel Comics would release a comic book adaptation of the film and photo comic book adaptation as well. The comic would actually feature different colors, one with them in their Morphed Ranger outfits and one of them in their ninja gear. So fans were encouraged to collect both covers. McDonald's would also feature Happy Meal toys to also help promote the movie. And then unfortunately this didn't happen, but there was an attempt to have Jason David Frank appear at the WWF Survivor Series 1994 to referee a match between The Undertaker and Yokozuna in a casket match. And this would be to help promote the movie, but the deal never came through, and Chuck Norris would have eventually replaced Jason David Frank. In terms of the costumes as well, they would be put on permanent display in Disney's Hollywood Studios, one of their merchandise stores, a Planet Hollywood store, and they would be there until the store closed. So I think it was the yellow Ranger outfit and the pink Ranger outfit that would be on display for fans to take a look at. So would I recommend this movie? So I was a big fan of the Power Rangers growing up. My first crush was, along with a lot of boys, was the pink Power Ranger. So I was really jazzed to see this movie, and unfortunately, when I saw it, it left me really disappointed. I felt like a movie version of the TV series should be like their biggest adventure yet, like something that's really going to push the Power Rangers to the edge, and we don't know if they're going to make it. And this one, it seems like the TV series had more, put the Power Rangers more in jeopardy than this movie did. It just seems that there was no high stakes. And in terms of the story, like Zordon is on the brink of death, and the only one that really seems to care is Kimberly. It just seems like the Power Rangers are kind of not even bothered by it. Like they're not in a hurry to save Zordon. They're taking their time. So just really disappointed. I think Paul Friedman did the best that he could with the script. It wasn't that great for Ivan Ooze. There is some funny moments with him, but it just, again, it didn't feel like it was a big enough like adventure for the Power Rangers, especially coming off a highly successful TV series. So again, if you're a Power Ranger fan, it is worth checking out just in terms of like checking it out, but it's not one I'm going to be watching over and over again. So let's move on to our bonus story as we take a look at Superstar Limo. So this was a dark ride that was located in Disney's California Adventure on opening day of February 2001. The concept was that guests were a celebrity that had just arrived in Hollywood and who had just been picked up in a limo and was being driven around to various celebrity sightings around town. So let's take a look at the history of the ride. So the original concept was that riders would be celebrities trying to avoid the paparazzi while being driven around Hollywood. The ride was also to feature video clips of Disney CEO Michael Eisner at the start and the end of the ride. The ride was also originally supposed to have a gift shop component where guests could purchase photos of themselves being caught by the paparazzi. However, after the passing of Princess Diana as a result of a car accident, Disney was forced to redesign the ride, as the theory was that Diana's car crash was as a result of paparazzi following her, and that this ride would be insensitive to her death. So the ride was retooled, and Michael Eisner would be replaced by a generic Hollywood agent, and the ride was much more about celebrity sightings than paparazzi following a celebrity around. The ride was located at the Hollywood backlot area of the park and featured stylized caricatures of current celebrities at the time. So the ride did not last very long. It closed after negative feedback from guests just under a year in January of 2002. There were several ideas being thrown around about what would replace the ride. One of them was retooling the ride, included Goofy's Superstar Limo, which would feature Goofy and his son Max. Another idea that was tossed around was Miss Piggy's Superstar Limo, but neither idea went anywhere other than concept phase. Eventually, the ride was completely rethemed to Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sully to the rescue, using the same track layout as the limos, and the limos being replaced by taxicabs. So this ride being so short-lived, I never got to ride it. But there is a great video on the YouTube series Defunctland that shows you a little bit more in depth of what I just covered, but it also includes several ride videos of the ride actually in operation. Again, I think this one, the story was so kind of dead in the water that I think it was never going to be anything long term. But the ride, the Mike and Sully to the rescue, is still going strong. So it's definitely one of those rides that got retooled into a better way. So thank you so much for joining us here on another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to please leave a comment on what they think of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, as well as if you were one of the few people that did ride Superstar Limo. I would love to know what your experiences were. So as we look forward to our next episode, we're going back to the Disney Channel as we take a look at one of the Disney Channel original movies called Buffalo Dreams. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.